Okay, good evening guys, my name is Blade and welcome to the Red Hot Gamers channel. Tonight we're going to be doing some ladder grinding on Hearthstone. I'll be using two main decks that I use. We've got this first one here, which is a Shaman deck. Let's just run you through what we've got here. We've got Earth Shock and Lightning Bolt here, they're 1 mana cards. Pretty decent spells for removal, especially Lightning Bolt, 3 damage for a 1 mana card. The Earth Shock obviously has the silence part of it, which is very important nowadays, can be very effective against some pretty dangerous creatures. We move on, we've got the Rock Biter weapons. Now these are pretty good, you can use them on your Shaman himself, so he can attack, or on a minion, it doesn't really matter, but my favourite use for them is on these type of characters. We've got the Dust Devil, which for 1 mana is a 3/1 with Wind Fury. Obviously he's got the overload of 2 there, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's still a pretty decent card. And where's the other one? The Whirling Zapamatic, which is 2 mana, 3/2 with Wind Fury. You can get these guys out very quick, and if you can stick a Rock Biter on them as well, give them +3 attack, I mean, yeah, you can do a hell of a lot of damage very quickly with them. Especially as well, we've got the Flame Tongue Totem, which gives adjacent minions +2 attack. We've got a Noyatron because, well, he's just brilliant. I love him. He's absolutely fantastic. Ancestral Spirit resummons a minion when it dies. Only one of them. It's pretty useful when you get to, stick it on one of these down the bottom end. It could be absolutely awesome, especially with Sneed's Old Shredder, which summons a random legendary minion when it dies. So if you stuck a Ancestral Spirit on there as well, it would resummon him again, and if he died again, he'd summon another legendary spirit, which would be absolutely fantastic. We've got the Feral Spirits, 2/3 wolves with Taunt, very good for providing a bit of block for for some of your minions that you don't want to die. We've got Hex, obviously, that's premium removal for any big guys that they happen to stick down there. A bit of AoE with Lightning Storm, 2 to 3 damage to all enemy minions. That can obviously be boosted by if we get the totem for the +1 spell damage. We've got Big Game Hunter, got to be in there. Destroys a minion with attack of 7 or more. That's another brilliant removal tool. Raid Leader, just because he gives the boost. Again, that can be used in conjunction with your Dust Devils or your Whirling Zapamatics to make those guys real big hitters. Doom Hammer, this is another great one. As Wind Fury, does 2 attack. So if you stick a Rock Biter on yourself while you've got a Doom Hammer equipped, you can do 10 damage. Yeah, in 1 round. That's pretty fantastic. Bloodlust, we've got one of these that gives +3 attack to our minions for the turn. That can also be a great end game thing to stick that out. If you've got 3 or 4 minions out there, you can end up with a lot of damage on the board. Sludge Belcher, fantastic card. I love this card a lot. It's a great taunt, great blocker, and obviously when it dies, it summons that 2nd taunt as well. We've got Fire Elemental. It's an okay card. A 6/5 for 6 isn't amazing, but it does deal 3 damage on its battle cries, so you can take something out straight away. Dr. Boom, I love these guys just for your little boom bots. Obviously, when they get killed, they attack and do damage. I think it's somewhere between 2 and 4, something like that, to a random minion. Ragnaros, probably one of my favourite legendary cards. I do love him. He is absolutely fantastic. Does 8 damage at random to an enemy at the end of your turn, but obviously if you give him an Earth Shock, it does do 1 damage to him, but that also silences that status, so he can then be under your full control over who to attack. And there's still people now that try and silence Ragnaros because they think that he won't be able to attack if they silence him, which is obviously wrong. And yeah, Sneed's Old Shredder, which we just mentioned, summons a random legendary minion. This could be anyone. Obviously they're not all fantastic, you get some pretty naff ones, but the past couple I've ended up with Deathwing, and the guys have just quit straight away as soon as they've seen that drop on the board. So that's the Shaman, that's my main one, and this is my Mage that I use for when things aren't going too well with the Shaman. Got usual sort of spells that you have for your Mage, your Arcane Missiles, your Unstable Portal. Can be very good, that one can get you some good cards early on. Annoyatron again, just because he's fantastic. We've got Ironbeak Owl for the silence abilities, Arcane Intellect for the card draw, Ice Barrier obviously to buff ourselves up a bit. Spellbender, this has actually worked quite well because it doesn't have to, when it says an enemy casts a spell on a minion, summon a 1/3 as a new target. Now you would automatically think that means, you know, when they try and do a damage spell on one of your minions, but that is not always the case because it is on any minion. So if they try and buff one of their minions, like give it a +2/+2 or something like that, if they've got a spell to do that sort of thing, if they try and do it, it then summons you a 1/3 and it gets the +2/+2. It's pretty useful, that is. Big Game Hunter again for that removal. Shade and Axramus, very good. If you can get these out early doors, so they've got a few turns on the board before you need to use them, they can be very powerful. I like them a lot. Soot Spur, 3/3 for free, not amazing, but it does do spell damage 1, which we like. Fireball, obviously. We've got Polymorph for some more removal for big creatures. Defender of Argus, his Battle Cry gives minions +1/+1, adjacent that is, and Taunt, which is really good for defending some minions that you don't want to get hit. Piloted Shredder, pretty decent card. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you do get that random 2-cost minion on its death, which is always good. Antique Healbot restores 8 health to a hero. That's basically the only reason why it's there. Then we've got the combination of Fugan and Stalag, which obviously if they both die summons Thaddeus, who is an 11/11, which is, yeah, that's pretty cool. Slug Belcher again, same reason, it's a great taunt, and he's got a second taunt. Flame Strike, yeah, does fall damage to all enemy minions, don't really need to say anything else about that one. Then we've got the Archmage. Every time you cast a spell you get a fireball added to your hand. That can be pretty damn useful. Then we've got Dr. Boom, again with the 2 boom bots. Kel'Thuzad, which everyone should know by now, resummons all friendly minions that died on each turn. That's their turn and your turn, so yeah, that's pretty good. And we've got Sneed's Old Shredder as well, again for that random element, just to add a bit of excitement in there. Okay then, so let's have a few games on this. We will start with the Shaman deck. I have been doing a lot more Hearthstone recently than I have. Probably been playing it a lot more than even when it came out originally. I only really had about 30 or 40 wins on this game, on the Shaman, sorry, until probably about a week or 2 weeks ago, and I've now got over 100, so things are going pretty well. Okay then, we're up against a Mage first. Oh, look at this, we've got 2 Whirling Zapomatics straight out the bat. That's what we like now. We'll keep those 2, we'll get rid of Ragnaros. Now this is where it does fall down a little bit. If you've got, luckily we've got the Whirling Zapomatics, because they're obviously a bit more beefier. But the other one, the other Wind Fury one that we was talking about, that has only 1 health, obviously that'd be pretty useless against the Mage, because it would, I mean, it would make him use his 2 mana, but he could obviously just destroy it straight off. And this can be a tricky little bugger to get rid of, to be quite honest. I don't know whether to put one of these down and then hopefully he'll run straight into it to finish it off, or give my Shaman the Rock Biter. But I have got the other Whirling Zapomatic, so I can use that next turn. Hopefully if he does take that out with that, that'll leave the board clear. I can stick my other Whirling Zapomatic down and Rock Biter it, and he does. Let's hope he doesn't have... well... might have to rethink this one. Right, so do we Rock Biter him, or do we get the taunts out? overload 2, so I'd have enough to play Whirling Zap-O-Matic next time. Yeah, we'll go that way, I think, and then he'll hopefully sit behind one of them. He's not got enough to kill it, so he could use his Fire Blast, and then the Snow Chugger to take that down. Let's see what he does. Okay, he's decided not to kill either of them, which is a bit strange. So let's get the Zap-O-Matic out, shall we? Now he can obviously use his Fire Blast this time to get rid of one of these Spirit Wolves.
Magic detected.
Oh, that's a nice taunt that he's put out there. He has left one of the wolves. We could always silence this actually. Yeah, we've got enough. If we silence this dude, no, he can't be targeted by spells. Okay, that's not going to work. Right, what can we do? We could give the Zap-O-Matic +3 to get rid of that taunt, which, seeing as he can't be targeted by powers, I think is going to be the way to go. I want to get rid of that pretty damn soon. Right, what can you do? Nothing. Right, well, let's get the Noyatron, and we'll get ourselves a totem as well. Now this is where it does get okay, because yeah, the +1 spell damage. The Earth Shock is mainly in there, like I say, for his silence, but silence and 2 damage as well. That's pretty good. We like that. So, for example, we can we'll run this into him. So this guy's got +1/+1 because of his he had a mech out while he did it, so we can silence that. Takes him down to 1 damage, and could have got a better totem. That'll do. I'm guessing he's going to go straight for my face here.
The light does not discriminate.
Powering up! Portals online!
Well, fortunately I didn't have any secrets. I don't have any secrets at all. Let me see. I have got the totem here. That could be useful. Although it's not going to be enough to get rid of either of those two, but I could take some damage down. I would like to get rid of him if I could. Or we could Dr. Boom, which, considering he's got enough to get rid of it, I don't really want to trade into all of that. So what we'll do is we'll go this way. We'll summon another totem, which is the taunt. We will... I want to get that taunt some power so that he can kill something. So we'll run that into that. And we'll run that into that. So hopefully we'll then trade that into that, which will kill it. Unless he's obviously got a spell in which to destroy it. Do we hex the 4/3 just to stop him taking out the totem? That would be pretty good. I think we'll go that way. I was just meant to mention card draw. The only thing with this deck is that you can run pretty low on cards sometimes. And he's got a Piloted Shredder. Okay, is he going to run that into my taunt? Is he going to buff it up? And then do that? Oh no, he's got stealth. Fair enough. So he's not going to be attacking. Now, shall we take out the Piloted Shredder? I think we shall. Sorry, Mr. Boom. You are going to have to wait until next time.
Target stealth to be.
So what does he get? He gets a 2/2. And he gets plus damage 1. Well, that could have been worse. He's probably got a fireball waiting for my fire elemental. 5 damage to all minions. That's a flame strike for you. And out come the mechs. Here we go. We could seriously do with some AoE here. But Boom's coming out. If he wants to trade all them in for Boom, I'll go for that right now. We need to start cutting down what he's got on the board. Ah, brilliant. There's the Annoyatron. And he's polymorphed it. Brilliant.
I am ready.
They're very useful cards, these ones that make your mechs cost less, because a lot of the mechs don't cost. Well, there's a lot of low costing mechs. That's not terrible.
Handle it.
Okay. But we need to get rid of this little bastard. That'll do. We'll take out this one as well. We'll chuck that out. It's going to be easy for him to kill it. We'll see what he does.
Something needs tinkering? Hello.
Another bloody Annoyatron. Yeah, and like I say, there goes the Wind Fury. And he's got a stealth. This will actually kill that off as well, so I'm very happy about that. There's not a lot more we can do. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to kill the Tinkertown Technician. We really need to start getting some ball control here. Right, here we go. We'll go with Sneed. I haven't got enough for that. Let's see what we do, because he's got 9 damage there, so if he's got a spell, we're pretty much done for, which it's looking as though he has, because he's saying that, and there's a fireball. There we go. Well, that was a great start. Didn't even damage the dude. Okay, we'll have another one with the Shaman, because I do want to show that it can actually be a useful deck. It's by far been my most successful. I don't really come across a lot of Shamans, to be honest, on the ladder. Let's see who we get up against this time. Hopefully not another mage, would be nice.
Throw versus Gul'dan. Your soul shall be mine.
Get another Zap-O-Matic. This is I prefer going second in this circumstance, because we obviously get the coin. We can play the Zap-O-Matic on the first go, which means if he hasn't got a minion he can chuck down on his first, which he has. He's got a taunt. It's only got one. It's only got one health though, so we can. Or do we? Do we lightning bolt it to get it out the way? Because if we stick the Zap-O-Matic down, then we'd have to. Well, either he might attack it, and then we'll go this way. Let's see what you got, mate. Nothing. Ah, that's what we wanted to see. That's good. That is good. So now we can coin. Get that boy out there. And then as long as he hasn't got anything to take it out in his hand, we can give it +3, which means it can do 12 damage on your next attack. Which on turn 3 would be fantastic, but it looks as though it's about to die. But it's only going to die at the start of his next turn, which means we can get that 12 damage out there. Fantastic. Not only can we get the 12 damage out there, look at this, this is where it gets good, because that is now 18 damage to the face on turn 3. He's got 10 left. It's going to die now, but that's pretty good. Pretty good damage.
For no mega.
Okay, so we need some way to get rid of this taunt. We will answer it with some taunts of our own, I think.
Job's done.
Because I would like this totem to stick around. It's a pretty useful one to have. +2 to adjacent minions.
One shot, one kill.
But he's going to use his spells to take it out. Well, that's okay. It means he's using his removal to get rid of it.
Must cleanse the Sunwell.
And he's going to buff that up to a 2/5. That's not terrible. We could, if we lightning storm them, it'll take out those two, and hopefully it'll bring one of them down to enough that they can get to it. But it hasn't. Shit. So I'm going to have to attack both of them. It's not the worst thing that could happen, but it could have been nicer. Oh, that's a good call. That is a good call. But I'm just going to hex it, especially since I've just seen that other one come out. We'll keep that one for if he has anything else nasty to come along, which he probably has.
Someone called.
That's good. That's good, and we've not really got a lot of minions here to play. But we do have the annoyance run, which should slow him down a bit. Hopefully we get something pretty beasty next turn, because yeah, he's healing himself up nicely here. It's a shame after getting that good start with the Zap-O-Matic that is he going to trade that in? Yeah, it's a shame that we didn't have anything pop up in the next couple of cards to finish the job off, but still got plenty of time left yet. We've only lost 1 elf.
I see everything.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
Okay, we've got another Zap-O-Matic. What to do? Well, first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that taunt. That's not good for anyone. Right, so we can 3, 7. Right, we can play all these. Now you see that gains +2 when his character takes damage, which it does obviously when he uses his hero ability. So we don't want that. I'm going to stick the Zap-O-Matic out. I'm also going to give it a Death Rattle of Resummon, because he's probably going to take it out straight away, yeah? Although, to be honest, he has got the means with his minions on the board to take it out twice. But that does mean that he's trading in, obviously, 2 of those minions. But he's going to damage, he's going to spell it anyway. Oh well. And he's got a bloody Annoyatron.
Get behind.
Oh, we're getting some good taunts here. Could do with something big. I'm going to get rid of this guy, because, to be quite honest, we can. And he's annoying me. He's even going to get even more buffed if we leave him there sat behind those taunts. He can run straight into me with his bodyguard here. But that's obviously going to cost him as well. And unless he's got on the board at the minute, is best for me. Although he's got Ascension Shield Master. Always a good card to have. Right, so we can get rid of you. Let's see what we get. Now, no, we'll leave that. It's not worth wasting 5 just to take out that bear. He's going to leave it there. Let's see what cards he's got. Oh, here we go. Okay, so instead we'll just do it this way. We'll stick the rock biter on him. This is getting to the nitty gritty here. We could do with some decent cards coming out. I'm not getting a lot of great use. And he's getting some big cards on the board. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. And this isn't what we want. This just isn't going to pack the punch needed. And that's no use either. Could have done with the taunt one really. So he has to waste an attack because he's got 12 damage on the board right there. Which put me down to 8. I've got no way of removing them. Which means I'm probably going to die in the next turn. Right, even if I stick that on there, he's still not going to have enough. I'm just going to kill myself here, I think. Well, that was a bit more promising. It did show off, obviously, the early game power that you can have. It's just we're not pulling any of the later game cards to finish the bloody job. Which, when you're playing a card game, there's always the chance of that happening. So let's give the mage a go, shall we? See how we get on.
Jaina versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin.
Bloody hunt.
You asked for it.
Okay, I've got the unstable portal. That's always pretty useful to have. As much as I like Sneed, I don't need him now. We get another 8 card instead. Okay, so we've got nothing particularly early on to play, so we'll use the unstable portal. Hopefully we get something that we can play. And it is the Wild Pyromancer. That'll do. Not a bad card at all to play on her first turn.
Put this apple on your head.
Although it looks as though it's going to be traded straight out. And we get to fire blast him in the face.
To my side.
Hunters used to be extremely dominant on the ladder. And they still are to an extent. They're not quite as OP as they used to be, but they're still pretty damn good. Let's see if he's got any minions to play, because this gives your friendly minions +1. He's not, he's going to use a weapon. And it boosts his beast there up to 3/3. But now we are getting towards being able to put out some half decent minions anyway. This will die to the one that he's got there, obviously, but we do get the random 2-cost minion when it does die, if he is going to use that. Let's see what he's got. Oh, he's going to use that instead. That's good, well played. Let's see what we get. 3-2, that's lovely because if he decides to trade, that's very good for us. He's deciding to go straight for the face, and he's going to kill that with his weapon. It's probably a better way of going around it. Right, we need to stem this attack a little bit, so Stalag I think will go next, but we'll put the taunt out first this time because it doesn't matter which one he goes for with this, it'll kill it. And then obviously you've got the second taunt as well, which won't kill either of those minions, but it'll obviously stop him getting through to my face. And we had to make him use his Hunter's Mark, which is obviously a pretty decent card.
To my side.
And he's got the fucking
We must cleanse
the boar
Sunwell.
and charge. Wow, this is turning bad quickly. This is turning bad quickly. I'm gonna have to polymorph it, I think, and then we'll kill it. See you later, boar. We don't like you. We are running out of health quickly. We do have some health regen in here, but as my luck is going, we're not getting any of it at all. And, well, we're dead. We are dead. What can we do, actually?
My shield for Argon.
Although it's not going to be enough, this guy's just going to run through them all. In fact, he can't even, it's not even a taunt while it's got stealth. And he's got a weapon also.
Well played.
Well, 3 games, 3 losses. We're having a great start. We'll have another one with the mage and see how that goes. Didn't go particularly well. If not, we'll have another go with the shaman.
Jaina versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine.
You asked for it.
I think we'll keep both of them. We've got the owl and the shaded Nexramus. Pretty low mana cards,
Hello.
which is what we like to see at the beginning of the game.
Why do you call?
Void Walker. Okay. We'll silence him to get rid of the taunt, which will probably make him run into my owl to kill it. Won't be enough to kill the Void Walker, but then I can just fire blast him next turn. And already it's looking better because we have got our ice barrier, which will gain us some armour for if things start going bad later on. Right, what we got? We could get shades out. Do all the soot spoor. Shades first, we'll get him out. Start getting him boosted up a bit. Not too worried about his free attack that he's got there. Ooh, this could be interesting. He's got his Nerubium egg there, which obviously gets transformed into a 4/4, so we can silence it with him, and we can chuck out our Soot Spur as well. Do we leave Shades or do we take out this first? We'll take out this first because then that gets rid of him, brings out the 2/1 damage golem, which if it does survive the next one we can always fire blast it. And obviously Shades still survives, although he's probably going to die now.
Apple on your head.
He's got his knife juggler. What's he going to do to Soot Spur? He's going to kill it. And he's also going to spawn a load of imps. Excellent. Well, this is going, again, pretty terribly. We need some more cards, really. Let's just get rid of a bit of his damage, shall we? Although I shouldn't have done that. Actually, thinking about it, because he had his maximum amount of cards out, so he wouldn't have been able to actually play anymore if I'd have just left it and chucked up the ice barrier, which would have pretty much nullified that. And he's got this bad boy. Fucking hell. Right, we've got 7, so we're gonna transform him into a sheep. We're gonna stick up our ice barrier. That's gonna pretty much nullify all his attack this turn. Hopefully we'll get a fire blast on our next turn, which will absolutely clear his board. We don't, we get a Sludge Belcher, but at least it's a taunt, it's going to slow him down. And we can take out... I really want to get rid of that one, but I ain't got enough to do it. So I'll just take out one of these guys instead. Board control, as you can probably have guessed from these games, for both of these decks is pretty important. If you've got board control, you get a great advantage.
I wonder.
And he's going to slowly take out this guy and then bomb him. Brings out the 1/2. Oh, and he's got another bloody Doom Guard. Wow. Well played, game over. Well, this is going awfully. Let's switch back. We'll have one more. And if that doesn't go well, I'm calling it for the night.
versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
Okay, so we're against a paladin. And a very high cost opening hand. Wow, we don't want any of these really. No, we're not. Place them all. That's much better. That's what we like to see. Good start. And we get the coin, so we can get our Zap-O-Matic out straight away. If he's not got anything to play. In your own time, mate. You've only got 1 mana. You ain't gonna have that many options. Come on. Right, so we chuck that down. We chuck the Zap-O-Matic out. We don't have anything to buff it with, unfortunately. But obviously, if he hasn't got anything to remove it straight away, we have got the Annoyantron to stick down in front of it next turn. Well, it's not getting rid of it, but that's a decent start. Oh, we have got the Rock Buyer though. So yeah, we'll go that way, I think. Give him 8 damage straight to the face. If it still had its original 3, then I would have kept hold of it, obviously, but I would have stuck the Annoyantron down, sorry. Is it worth using this on these guys? I've only got this guy out there. Or do we stick down the taunts? Choices. It's the first time I've had choices. Decent choices to make anyway. So I can either stick down the taunts and make him run them into it to kill it. Or I could just kill them all now. Let's go for it. Run that into it. He's probably going to finish it off with his Light's Justice. I've got the Overload obviously to come next time. But we'll starve enough to get an Annoyantron out.
Speak to me.
And that's pretty much all we can do this turn. He's probably going to run into that to take 1 damage, which will make him draw a card. And he's got a Seeker as well. Right, more choices. Right, what we can probably do is chuck down the Raid Leader. That'll give him enough to kill the Acolyte of Pain. We can stick a Rock Biter on ourselves and kill the Use. I think that's the way to go. Oh, hello. It's a good job I didn't attack that Swampoo straight away because he's just given that a buff. Or, look at this. Actually, this works even better. So we can kill that. Now, because that was only a 1-1 start off with, this silences it first, so it will take it back to a 1-1, and then it'll deal 1 damage to it, which means it's gone. That's a nice play. We like that one. We're running a bit low on cards now, though. Wow. Okay. Now, do we get the taunts down first? Although it's the overload, we won't be able to play it, so we'll stick this out first. Yeah, unless he's got a removal, he's got no way of taking it down straight away, so at least we've got the taunts to protect it. It's going to draw his recruit, and that's going to be turned over by the looks of it. Yeah. Right, okay, so we can get these down. We can get a Dust Devil as well, which will be behind that wall. And we've got this to give him a health boost. That's lovely. One hell of an overload coming next turn, though. That's the only thing.
Reporting for duty.
What's he going to do to these guys? He's going to give them taunt. That's a good play. He's only got the one that can attack though this turn, and his weapon, obviously, which won't be enough to take down any of them. So he's going to get the card draw, and he's going to die. Balls, we've not got enough for that. Right, so what can we do? We can run those into the taunts. We can Wind Fury this, and that is lethal. Finally, a chance to show this deck actually works. Well, that'll do for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave us a like if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching the Red Hot Gamers. You can check out us and more of our stuff over at redhotgamers.co.uk. And also listen to the Red Hot Gamers podcast, which is us all chatting about gaming and other shit, really. It's good fun. Thanks again, and until next time, I'll see you later.